Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing another video of short and sweet every other week. I did an infill of my nails using builder gel. So for this first step, we're going to be creating a V-tip using some French tip stickers and Sally Hensen Miracle Gel. So for the French tip color, I'm going to be using Wine Stock. It's one of my favorite colors, and because we're entering the fall season, I thought that this color would be a nice, cool fall color to be using. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So I'm just going to take a piece of this French tip tape and I'm going to be attaching it just below midway on my nail bed. And I wanted to create a longer French tip. So I wanted to apologize for the late post for these long and short nail videos. I normally post Sunday night. However, yesterday my day was completely thrown off. My sister was flying in from Italy, so if anyone is having any plans coming or going from Italy, it might be a little tough because they're canceling flights. There's a strike going on, and so my sister ended up getting an earlier flight, so I had to, she didn't have a ride coming back, so I drove up to pick her up and take her home. And so by the time I came home and I worked on these nails, it was about midnight when I was doing the voiceover, and I was falling asleep. Like legit falling asleep while talking over this video. So rather than push it, I just had to go to sleep. My days are pretty early. Usually I wake up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym. And so it was really a full day of doing stuff. And I guess my body just couldn't take it anymore. I'm putting 2 coats of this wine stock because the first layer showed up a bit red to me and I didn't want it to look too red. I like this deep, dark, maroonish kind of color. But yeah, I'm not worried so much getting this on my skin because I'll nail cleanse that later. And I did get a little bit on the nail bed past the French tip sticker. But I'm going to remove the sticker now and I'll show you how I can clean it up. I'm using like a detail brush or a thicker detail brush. I wouldn't know what kind of brush you call that. But some nail cleanser, and I'm just going to wipe that little spot off. And that's about it. So I'm going to speed this up to the other nails because they are getting the same technique done on them. And then we'll move on to next steps. So for step 2, I'm going to be applying a matte top coat using Gelish gel polish. I wanted to give this a matte finish so that in contrast to the artwork that I'm going to be doing today, it'll help the artwork stand out more. I'm actually getting a liking for the matte finish. I think it just makes it a lot more chic and elegant compared to the gloss. And I'm not gonna lie either, it's a lot easier to take photos with the matte finish than with the gloss. So for the next step, we're going to be doing the one-stroke method using Born Pretty stamping polish. I like using stamping polishes for artwork because it goes on very well and it dries fairly quickly. So for the one-stroke method, I take a brush and I am grabbing multiple colors so that they can create these like petals or leaves, and I'm just going to do a one stroke with this brush, so hence the one stroke method. It's a very easy way to create flowers. I've done previous videos where I've done the one stroke method. I wasn't too sure what kind of leaves or petals I was making. I just wanted to use these fall colors here to create something interesting. So I'm just going to be layering up on these colors with the brush, and it's going to create some really nice textures. Now I am left-hand dominant, so I am kind of struggling with applying the polish on the brush with the left hand, switching off with the right hand, feeling comfortable with the right hand. It's not always easy, especially when I'm doing something different than what I'm normally doing. So I liked how the flat brush worked, but I think in order for me to get some intricate textures on a smaller surface, I'm just going to use this detail brush, and I think that will work best. But I just wanted to like put something fancy on the side here. I'm starting off with like a muted dark background color, and then I'm going to be applying the lighter colors on top of it. And this is a process. There's no real right and wrong in my book unless you're really trying to replicate a specific flower, because then you have to be more accurate. But when you're just grabbing these multiple colors and just putting them down, as you can already see, it's creating this really nice, subtle, pretty picture of some sort of leafy or flowery plant. And it's really fun to do after a while. You just probably like just can't stop doing it. So I really should do more of these. I just started doing these, I believe, in May or June. And I think it did for Mother's Day, so I think it was that like May. And I actually can't wait for spring to happen again, because then I can do so many color combos and use this one stroke method for a lot of other things. And I think it's easier also when you do long nails, because obviously you'll have a larger surface to work on. So I am doing these in stages for some of these. I need the polish to dry before I can go back on top of it. It's best to know your limits with the polishes, because if you continue layering on top of it, like, it'll just start forming clumps, and that's not always great. So again, like with the other nail, I'm going to be doing the darker shade of color and then adding the lighter layers on top, and it's going to create a really nice texture. I would also sometimes say it would be interesting to create like a marble effect with it someday, because that's what it really looks like up close when you combine these colors using the one stroke method. So I don't know, that might be something that I would want to look into at some point, because there's always different ways and methods to do marbling. So it's always cool to kind of come up with a different way, especially if it's easier and you can achieve the effect that you want a lot easier. So the method that I use for marbling is easy for me, but it involves like a goop of polishes, and sometimes you may not want to have such a goopy mess, or you want to have a flat application on your nail. So I want to apply this yellow color on top. It's the lighter color of the three, and as you see, look how interesting these markings are. The sheerness of the yellow is allowing all that texturized pattern that we created underneath like shine through, and when you pull it down, it's creating more of a mixed or marbled texture. It looks so soft, so beautiful. It just totally reminds me of when I used to be in art class and we were forced to use mixed media, and just creating different special moments with your paintbrush. It's just really nice. And now I might be too artistic and think in this kind of a way, but sometimes the bigger picture is always great, but it's the small moments within the picture that just make it look very artistic. So I definitely pay attention to stuff like that. So let me know if I'm just being a little artsy fartsy, but when I do a brush stroke and it's creating this really cool color vibe, with some mix of moments there, I just get like really excited. But yeah, these colors are definite. Well, right now they're kind of screaming Thanksgiving to me. Every time I think of the fall, I just don't think of the fall just as what it is. I always like tie it to Thanksgiving. So maybe that's why I don't do too many seasonal nails, because every season it always like ties it into one holiday or one moment. And I like to keep those moments like a little bit more special than every day. So I'm going to be applying this one stroke method to one more nail. And since this is the largest surface, I was thinking about doing something obviously a lot larger than what I was working with in the past two nails. But again, I'm going to be just setting the background for this this kind of leafy, flowery image. Now, and that's a general thing, like if you've all like painted a room or something, you always need a primer. So this background color that looks so subtle, it's acting like the primer. So for whatever other color we put on top of it, it kind of accentuates it. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's a really good thing to do when you're just painting anything, especially if you have a different background color than what you're working with. So, you know, it not just happens, but I chose to do this wine stock color in the background, so it kind of matches everything. But let's say you had a white canvas, or you chose any other color that's not in this yellow, orange, you know, maroonish, brownish scheme, then if you just directly applied the orange or the yellow on it, you're not going to get that full vibrant color. You're going to have the background color show through. So it's really nice to apply that background. But yeah, I'm just doing the same one stroke method. And I'm just trying to create little moments like I did last time. Maybe right now I'm kind of thinking flowery. Let's put some curved, like a circumference to this thing. So these dark pieces are as if we're looking at it from the side. So I wanted to extend the size of these petal-like pieces so I could have a bigger image. So I'm just extending these colors out a bit. I do apologize for the background noise. I'm having the laundry going, the air going, and the TV in the other room. So just to seal in my images, I'm going to use some hard gel to fill them in. But first I'd like to add some rhinestones. I've chosen some really tiny rhinestones that kind of shimmer off like different colors. It's like an orangey, pinkish, reddish color. And I'm going to be picking them up with my tweezers here. I put a little dollop of hard gel. These are pretty tiny to whip out any rhinestone glue, so I'm just going to use the hard gel. And I'm applying this to each of the V-tip French tips. Give that a cure. And now for step 4, we're going to texturize these images, and we're going to be using the Gelish Hard-Gel. And I'm going to work quickly with this. I have my goose neck lamp in the upper left corner, if you can see it. And I'm going to put like a dollop of this hard gel and cure it as soon as I get it on there so I don't lose its shape. And this is going to add dimension to the image so it won't just look 2D. But I'm going to start at the tip and then drag it out and pull it towards the center. So after curing that, the next step will be to do some cuticle work, and I'll be using Gelish Nourish Cuticle Oil, and I'm going to be applying this to each of the nails, and I'm going to be more conscious about not getting it on the nail because it is a matte finish. If I accidentally get some oil on there, I could take some nail cleanser and just clean that right off. And here is the final result. My easy, quick and simple fall short square nail tips. I've got the matte finish for that V French tip. And then I've got my little fall pieces painted on there. Look at the color. You know, it kind of looks so feather-like. It's so pretty. Yeah, the middle finger looks like it has that oak leaves. And those tiny rhinestones just give it that little sparkle. There you have it. This is IsmsByJBM. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And join me again next time when I do Night at the Improv. Thanks. Bye.